Hello. Have you been a part of meetings that drive you nuts, feel like they're a waste of time, and leave you feeling defeated and deflated? Today, on our Wednesday webinar, we are going to talk about team meetings and huddles that don't suck and that really move the needle in your practice. This is our this week's edition of Coach's Quarter, where we get to the root of the problem. And the problem really is that meetings often do suck. Often teams are having meetings that don't build trust, they don't allow for constructive conflict, they don't encourage commitment or accountability, and simply they don't lead to great results. They just feel like a big waste of time. How effective are your team meetings? What team meetings are you having? Are you having meetings that feel like events where you take minutes but you're wasting hours? How do you want your team to feel when you gather to discuss the outcome of your days, your customers' experience, and achievement of goals? When your team members leave a meeting, are they feeling inspired, clear, committed? I'm going to share with you the meetings every dream team, every business, yes, every practice needs to have for engaged teams that want to come to work. They're loyal and dependable. This system fosters retention and happy dental teams. Annual, monthly, weekly, and daily meetings that don't steal your productivity and they ensure that you are having productivity. Okay, so let's start with the first one. Annual meetings. I think these should happen in November, where you are getting excited about the upcoming year. You're reevaluating your goals. You're taking time to look at your vivid vision. This meeting should happen off site and have a retreat feel to it. And it is so important because it ensures alignment. It strengthens team building and promotes skill development. If you don't have a vivid vision, that 3-year goal for your practice, reach out to me. I would love to help you get started on that and get clear on how to achieve the desired growth that you're looking for. Really look at where are you now and where are you going. That's what this meeting is about. Then there's the monthly meeting. This is a basic financial meeting where you can look at and review your production, where are you at with your expenses, and how can you save. These meetings not only provide a level of transparency that makes everyone feel secure, but they teach your team a valuable lesson about finance. How great is that? I don't know any team that I started working with that had this piece in place. It's a really cool way to engage your team and educate them and get them feeling a part of the overall goals for the practice. Then there's the weekly huddle. Now, I know most practices use the word morning huddle. I don't really like that. I like the huddle to be a part of the week and it should be held once a week. And this is where the real gold is found. Holding those meetings where you're collaborating, you're accountable to each other, you're brainstorming ways to level up. This is the time for a SWOT analysis and a review of your KPIs. Team members update one another about what they're working on and keep everyone on the same page. This is a time to foster ideas and encourage ways that you can help each other, right? It allows people to hold one another accountable while also sharing experiences and opportunities to learn how you can help each other. Are you really supporting your teammates? These team meetings, they build and unify teams and they help prevent divisions and cliques and things like that. It's a chance to really foster communication. So, what is a SWOT analysis and what are KPIs? SWOT analysis is where you can talk about what are the strengths in this practice? What's really working? Let's talk about the good things. And second, the weaknesses. Where are we falling short? What and it's a chance for uh, reflection. And then opportunities. Where can we where can we do things better? Where can we have better productivity, better profit, better communication with our patients, better case acceptance? What are the opportunities that we're missing? And then also looking at the threats. Did a new practice open up down the street? Are we potentially going to lose a team member? What does it look like if we have changes either in our practice or in our teams? So that's a chance to really evaluate those four things. And then KPIs, those that stands for key performance indicators. And every practice should have the performance metrics that they are tracking, right? So whether it be new patients per month or profit per patient or whatever the metrics you're tracking for your practice, they should also reflect how each role um, is attached to that, so that each individual team member knows what their how their role is attached to the performance of the practice. This is a really cool way to drive engagement. And then the daily power up. Those daily meetings that are usually called a morning huddle, I like to refer to them as the daily power up. This meeting is about creating your dream day where your cohesive team collaborates. They're patient centered, they're efficient, and they're stress free. It's a time for your team to, between departments, report on specific items that will potentially impact each other so that you can be prepared and collaborate, and all of these things result in great efficient productivity. So I have PDF outlines of each one of these meeting types, what they should include, what they should not include, but a basic agenda that you can customize for your own successful meetings. So reach out to me through DM or email. We'd be happy to get you copies of those. But ultimately, successful meetings is about preparation, consistency, and then assessing where you're at so that you know, am I winning? So engaged teams, they happen when they're encouraged to ask questions, find solutions, offer suggestions, and celebrate those successes together. You'd be surprised at how low the results are when uh, the statistics on how many people actually feel engaged in their place of work. It's very low and yet so simple to fix. So speaking of cohesive teams, what questions should you be asking? What can you be doing to gather your team and have a result of a cohesive team? Again, that SWOT analysis of team members, like where do we have strengths? Who's really doing a great job? Who's not doing that great of a job? What opportunities are there for training that can really encourage and empower them to be successful? And what are the potential threats? And really evaluate who do you have? Who is on your team? And then what do you need? Oftentimes we start hiring because we're feeling overwhelmed or our team members are feeling overwhelmed. So we just hire another person and we're still not operating well because there is just a poor, um, no clarity on the role, what's expected, and then accountability to the achievement. So getting clear on that first before you start adding people to your team will really help not only each member have feel feel a sense of success, but also you as well, as you know that you have value in your team. They'll feel it, you'll feel it, and it brings about really great retention. Okay, so those five behaviors of a cohesive team: trust, being able to have conflict. Conflict is not a dirty word. It can be really productive in helping things to get better. Commitment. Is your team committed? And can they be accountable to each other? Do you encourage accountability between your staff members? What are your missing structures? A leader is someone that others want to follow. Are you providing the leadership needed for your team? Do you have the team that you need? Are you needing more staff? Are you needing to hire or are you needing to train? How's your communication? Are you connecting with patients, understanding their desires, their needs? Are you assuming that you know your patient's desires and needs? I recently went to my dentist and I was surprised that I'm a cash patient, so I don't have insurance. And they didn't know this. They're trying to dictate my level of care based on something, my insurance that doesn't even exist. So there was a real lack of communication. Yet when I told her what I do, which is coach dental teams to a higher level of productivity, they didn't feel like there was room for improvement. And clearly, being able to sell treatment plans and communicate with your patients, finding out what their desires are, their needs, and then having the systems in place to make all of that happen efficiently. That's what I coach to. That's what I do. And even practices that think they don't need anything, oftentimes I find that there are gaps they're just not seeing. Sometimes you can't see the label when you're inside the jar, right? So that's what I'm about. Where can you find me? Well, you can join our community. We have lots of free trainings just like this one available on our membership site where we offer support for your teams, your systems, and ideas, tips, things that you need to operate at a higher level. We also have courses that are kind of a do it yourself on demand um, courses that educate and support your teams, you as a leader, your processes, your procedures. And we're always adding new course options to support and build a thriving practice. And then what I do and love is I coach. So I know that the typical word in the dental space is hiring a consultant. Um, but many times you know exactly what you want to do, but you need a coach, a safe place to discuss the stresses of leadership, ideas for growing a practice, ways to communicate and sell so that you have higher case acceptance. And, the bottom line is that we're all trying to build a life by design. So, working with me, no contracts, no obligation, just a great partnership where we can get the results that you're looking for. So, join our community. You can find us at s3growth.com. And if you want a great place to start, go to s3growth.com/start, where you can get great tips on just improving the culture of your practice and getting better communication, and it's just a wonderful place to start engaging with me and with S3 Growth. Who am I? I'm Laura Johnston, and our company High Impact Leadership is here to support leaders, teams through incredible leadership, cohesive teams, and efficient systems. So check us out.